and keeping safe. So during this very difficult time, we have been cooking lots. And when I say cooking, we've been learning all different types of recipes. And amara gharma to bada bo happy che because roj navi navi wangyo khava male che. So we've been cooking, we've been eating a lot. Apre TV bhi bo જોઈએ છે કેમ કે બીજું તો બહુ કઈ છે નહીં કરવાનું. But there's still one more thing that I'm sure you all would like to get interested in and create as a hobby. That is arts and crafts. Now, creativity helps you develop mentally, socially, emotionally, and it helps you to invent new ways of thinking and using your imagination. And most of all, it's so therapeutic. હું થોડું ગુજરાતીમાં બોલીશ અને ઇંગ્લિશમાં બોલીશ. મારું ગુજરાતી એટલું સારું નથી, પણ હું થોડુંક I'll explain as well ગુજરાતીમાં. So today I'm going to show you different types of arts and crafts, and the age group માટે છે. It's all for all age groups, from children to adults. So the first item I'm going to be showing you is a card. But before I do that, I'm going to introduce you to my niece Shifali Doshi and my nephew Harshil Doshi. And they're going to be also joining in because this is all about families joining in, using your time, and they love TV and computer games. So for the next hour, they're not going to be watching any computer games. They're going to be doing some arts and crafts as well. So we're going to be making this card. Now this card is no ordinary card. It's slightly different to what we normally have. It's a box card like this. I'm hoping that you can all see. And the box card is made in such a way that, can you see this thumb? So that's a piece of strip of paper that I've placed in there. But when you pull it out, it has a message which says, "Get well soon." So I have a little girl a few doors away who's not been keeping well. So let me make a nice card for her to cheer her up. So Emma may get well soon, and then even more, for a little more treat, what I've done is at the back here where the opening is of the box, I have put some little sweets in there, like this. So you can put little sweets, you can put some jewelry, a little gift in there, and it just makes it so special for anyone you give it to. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this today. So the first thing we need is a box. First of all, obviously we need a box because that's what we're going to be making it from. And the box can be any size, any shape, but it must have two flaps, two openings on either side, okay? We then need to cover the front of this box. So we're not going to touch the two sides where we've got the two flaps like this. So we're not going to touch these bits. We are going to cover the front of this box. Now I have got some colored paper, okay, like this, which is some wrapping paper. You can use some plain paper, you can use newspaper because most of it is going to get covered anyway. So you can use any type of paper. And what we need to do is measure the box. So we're going to put the box down onto the card, onto the paper on the other side, and measure all the way down so that we can cover this box. So with the ruler, I'm just going to measure how much I need by laying it on the wrapping paper. And then I'm going to cut this out like this. Now, when you're using scissors, children, please be careful. If you're not confident using scissors, please ask an adult to help you. So now I've got my little strip. What I'm going to do is stick this on. And I have already kept it ready because we don't have much time and I have quite a lot of things to show you. So I'm going to place this over here and wrap it all the way around like this. Obviously, when you do it, just make sure you are doing it nice and neatly and take your time. Okay, so I've got my box covered here. Now we're going to be covering the sides. So we open the flap up, and again, what we need to do is we need to measure the whole area of the opening. So I have got some pink colored paper. Again, this whole art and craft session is about you using everything you've got in the house. You're not going to be going out to buy anything. It's all about whatever is available in the house. So I'm going to measure this on the piece of paper like this. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this out. But because we need 2 strips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half and then cut the shape out, okay? Like this. Again, when you're using scissors, please be very careful. And there we go. Okay, so now on my box, I'm going to stick these on. Now I'm going to be using sellotape because it just takes a little bit longer for the glue to actually stick the items, the paper on. So what I'm going to do is take some tape, which I've got here, and I'm just going to stick this on like this. Okay, so that's your first flap done. And then we're going to do the other side. Same thing again, take some tape. You can use double-sided sticky tape as well. And then we just stick this on like this. Okay. Now we close the flap on both sides. And there you go. That's ready. Now what's left is to actually decorate this flap. Okay, so you can use either sides, but we're going to use this one, and I'm going to show you first of all to draw. Let's draw some eyes, and I've got some pen here. Okay, just obviously I'm doing this very quickly, but take your time. And now what we have to do is we have to make I'll just do that properly for you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open this and we're going to make the mouth. And again, what we're going to use are scissors. So for this, I'm going to cut about 1.5 centimeters. And the best way to do that is just take a pen, draw a straight line like this and cut through. Because don't forget, the strip that goes in there needs to be slightly smaller. So this is about 1.5 centimeters. So if I just cut through that, okay, and then all that is left for us to do is to make, okay, there you go, like that. And then what we now need to do is to attach the hair. And I have got some wool. Again, if you don't have wool in the house, you can use strips of paper to give the hair, the look of the hair. So let's do that. What we need to do is we need to make sure that we are going to have about 17 strands, or maybe less. You don't need to have 17 strands, but you can have up to 12 to 17 strands. And the way around that is we just measure what you want. So if you're going to have long hair, you obviously measure the length of it this way. If you're just going to have a little bit of hair on the top, we can do that as well. So let's just do that. Okay, I'm just showing you this as an example, but you can obviously take your time and do whichever style of hair you want to place on your box. So that's been, that I'm going to place on there. Can you see? Okay, it's going to have, this little kid is going to have small, short hair. And then you'll have loops on the side which you need to cut like this. And then again, I would suggest always use glue, But if you want, for today, we're going to use some tape. So I'm going to just tape this down like this. Okay. So now we've got to make the tongue. So for the tongue, I'm going to take some plain white piece of paper, and my little strip here was about 1.5 centimeters. So I'm going to make the strip for about 1 centimeter. Okay, and then what you need to do, once you've done that, cut out a strip like this. We then need to make the tongue. So for the tongue, I've got some red paper, card paper, and you need to use card paper. It's just it looks much better. So lay your strip on there and cut around to give it the shape of a tongue. Okay, like this. So we've got the shape, and then we just need to stick it on like this. Okay. So on one side, you've got your red tongue, and on the other side, you must put some stiff cardboard, because when you're actually pulling the strip out, you need to make sure that the whole strip doesn't come out. So we need to put something that's a little bit more, like a cardboard. So I have a stiff piece of paper here, and I am going to cut a small piece out and then attach that as well, like this. Okay. So take a piece like this and place half of it on the top there, and then the other half on the back, and then just stick it down like this. Okay. Now all we need to do is write our message. So the message for for someone I'm going to give it to is going to be happy birthday. So happy birthday. Okay. Just going to do that. My pen is taking its time to work. So there we go. So I've got happy birthday, and then all we're going to do is place that through the strip that you've got there into the box. And then we close the box, and there you go. Okay, so we've got that ready. Now we've got, what I'm going to do is also add another attachment, and they are earrings. So what you can also do is, I've got some very old earrings which I've been collecting over the years. I don't really wear them anymore. So I am going to make a little hole on the side here. Okay. And like this. And then just place your earring on the side like that. All right. And finally, we need to put something at the back into the box. So we open the back part like this, and maybe I might put some jewelry that I've got. That could be a nice gift. And don't forget, this doesn't only have to be for you to actually use as a card to give to somebody. You can use it as a storage area. So you could put your jewelry in there. Any little bits and pieces that you have lying around, you can put in there. And then the final version would look like this. Now, the most important thing is you need to make sure that you've got 2 openings of the box, because there are some boxes that only have 1 opening, but you need to make sure you've got 2. So you've got one to decorate in the front, and the other one to put your goodies in and your treats. So here are my little sweets for the little girl that lives next door. And also, I forgot to mention, you can also put a bow on your card. I've got a couple of different types of bows, so you can put one of those on there as well. You can do absolutely anything. It's all about imagination and making it look creative. Now, I have got Shefali, who's been making one as well. So let's see how far Shefali's got with hers. Okay, so Shefali has got a little bun on top of her hair, on top of her card doll. And she's going to be giving, this is for a birthday or a get well soon, or what is it for?
It's for a get well soon for one of my friends.
Lovely. And what about Herschel? Herschel, what have you done? Okay, so Herschel's got a slightly different shaped box. And what have you used, Herschel?
I've used an empty toothpaste box.
So Herschel's used an empty toothpaste box. So if you don't have a box like this, you can use a box like this, where he's also covered he's covered it with some hair, and he's also put a little message in there as well, as you can see, which I think says, wishing you a happy birthday. Okay, so this is very simple, very effective, and such a beautiful item to give to somebody for their birthday, get well, or anything, or even you can make it yourself and keep it on your table with all your little jewelry or anything else that you have. Okay, thank you. So the next item, thank you, Shefali and Herschel.
Bye. Bye.
So we go on to the next item, and the next item I have for you is another storage craft. Again, this is for children, and I have made this from something that you tend to throw away. We are always throwing these away, and sometimes it's good to recycle and turn it into a craft item. So for this particular item, I'm going to be showing you, first of all, how to make this caterpillar. Okay, so this caterpillar is very simple to make, and as you can see, I've added some little legs there, and I've also put things that are always being lost, or you're looking for them, pencils and pens and sharpener and scissors. We're always looking for these items, so it's a really good storage area to keep your things. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Very simple again. So what we need to do is, so you can see, so we need any kind of container that's like a tube, and we get, I know out in the shops we get crisps in here, we get biscuits. So, and then once we've eaten them, we normally throw them away. So how about we make use of it? So what we need to do first of all is, it should have a lid, and from this side, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to cover it. And as you can see, I've already started covering some of the container, but I've got some more paper which I'm going to use to cover the rest of the paper of the tube. So let's do that first. Now again, you can use sellotape, you can use glue, you can use even sometimes glue tack is a good thing to use as well, to keep it in place, the paper in place. Once you've covered it like this, what you then need to do is to start maybe using different types strips of colored paper or felt. What I've done here is I have got different strips of felt. Felt is a type of material, so you can use that. You can also use colored paper. You can also use any old material that's lying around, which you can cut up and cut into strips. And what I've done is I've cut up about sort of a centimeter strip. The other important thing is you need to make sure that your strip covers the whole circle of the tube. So the whole circumference of the tube you should be able to cover like this. Now I've placed two on there already. I've stuck them on. I've used a green one and a red one. And then what you then need to do is we need to make the antenna of the caterpillar. And for that, what we need to do is make two holes on the top. So with a pair of scissors, just make a hole like this. And again, please be very, very careful using scissors, as they are very sharp. And we make another hole, probably I would say about 2 inches away, like this. And what we're then going to do is going to make the antenna. For the antenna, I'm using a pipe cleaner, Now, a pipe cleaner is basically a kind of a wire that has got material wrapped around it. If you don't have a pipe cleaner in the house, you can also use scrunched up paper, long scrunched up paper, which you can put through the hole and out again on the other side. So so first of all, we put it through this way, and then we need to push it out from the other side, like so. Just going to make the hole a little bit bigger, like this. And then we need to, as you can see, you must make the hole big enough for the wire to come through, like this. Okay, so there you go. So that's the wire that's come through, the pipe cleaner that's come through. Now what we need to do is we need to continue covering this part of your tube. So I'm going to put some glue on here. For this, obviously, do not use sellotape. Just put some glue on, and then we can tape it on. If you don't want, I mean, you can cover the tube with anything else that you want or any design that you want, but I just think it looks more effective if you've got colored material to stick on. Okay. So there you go. I've just put a purple one on. I'm going to put one more. And this is something you need to be very patient with. So take your time and enjoy when you're doing this. So I'm going to put, we've got a green, let's put a blue color. So I've got another blue strip here, which I'm going to put some glue on there. And again, very importantly, make sure you're able to cover the whole of the tube circle like this. Okay. So can you see that? So once you've covered the whole of this tube, you should have it looking like this. Okay. Now, the next part, or the fun part, is for us to make the face. Okay, so for the face, what I've used is some white paper, any white paper that you've got, and we need to cut a circle to this measurement of this tube. So what I'm going to do is take this lid, draw around it like this. Okay, just draw all the way around like this, and then we're going to cut this out. So when you've cut it out, all the way out round, you should have a piece like this. Okay. Now this you should be able to place inside the slot, just like this. And then to decorate it, we're going to give it some eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And what I have done is, again, you can use some sort of different felt to do that. You see, there you go, like this. That's a very simple form of doing your eyes and your mouth. But also, I've done one here, and what I've used is some material. Can you see? Material. And I've made a nose, and now I'm just going to attach the mouth. So I've used some red material for this. We need some glue. Just put some glue on like this. And then we can just place that on here. Like this. Okay. There you go. And the final thing to do is to stick this on. So again, I'm going to be using some tape. Again, you can use sellotape, you can use glue. And there we go. Okay. Now, some of you may not want to actually do a caterpillar. You might want to do just a decorative item. So for that, what I've done here is I've cut around on white paper a circle, and then what I've done is put some sequins and some shiny little diamantes on there, which then that also looks lovely. So you can put that on there, and obviously you don't want the antenna, so you can get rid of that. But you can decorate by doing this kind of a design as well. Okay. Once you have covered your strips all the way down, once your antenna is in place, once you've got the mouth already, or mouth and the eyes and the nose already on the front, we then have to place the feet like this. Okay, can you see these? So caterpillars normally have about 16 little legs, but today I'm just going to show you how to put on 4. You can obviously add a lot more on. And the way to do that is by using a very simple toilet roll. And this toilet roll, obviously, we always throw away, but you can keep these and make use of the feet, the use of it by making the feet on the caterpillar. So what we need to do for that is cut, because we have an arch already in there, we just need to cut a strip out. So it looks like this. You need to make sure that the strip that you do cut sits perfectly on the caterpillar. Okay. So this is what you're looking at, okay? So it's roughly about 1.5 inches. And once you've done that, you want to color it in. So I've got some black felt that I'm going to use to color this in. And you color it in all the way until it looks like this, okay? So I've got 8 of these, which I'm going to sellotape or glue onto the caterpillar, okay? So here are my 8. And what you're going to do is making sure that you've got your caterpillar in the right, so you've got to make sure that it's actually facing the right way. You then start attaching your feet, making sure they touch the bottom of the table, all right? So let me show you the first one. What I'm going to do is just take this down. Like this, can you see? Can you see that? So I just take this down like this. Okay, and you do the same thing again. Tape it down like this. And I'll show you the other 2. I should only show you one side. You can do the same thing on the other side. Just make sure that they're all the same sizes. There we go. There we are, like this, okay? And once that's been done, you will have a caterpillar that looks like this, okay? Can you see? I've attached the 4 on this side. I've attached the 4 on this side. Again, you can add another 4 in between. And then you've got the front there ready. And all that's left to do is to put your pens, your pencils, even your scissors. We're always losing things and always looking for things. So what better way is to use this as a storage compartment. And you keep this on your table. And there we go. How attractive does that look? Okay. And that is another idea that I have, and I hope you'll be using and making as we go along. And if there's any help you need at any time, you can always, at the end of the program, ask me again, and I'll show you how to do any particular areas of it that you're not been sure about. Okay, thank you. So now we start with the 3rd item. The 3rd item of arts and crafts that I'm going to be showing you is something that really anyone can try. Ladies, gents, children, you can all give this a go. So what I'm going to be showing you is napkin folding. So the art of napkin folding may appear complicated, but it's really easy. It's a wonderful way to transform your dinner table when you're entertaining guests. So tamai ત્યાં મહેમાન આવ્યા હોય, guests આવ્યા હોય, how nice is it that તમે બધી fine બધી તમે સરસ સરસ recipes સરસ જમવાનું બનાવ્યું હોય, તો એની સાથે nice table decoration બી બહુ સરસ લાગે. So I'm going to show you 3 different types of napkin folding. So this is a bird of paradise, one of my favorite flowers. So I'm going to be showing you one of these. I'm also going to be showing you a cutlery holder, so a cutlery pouch like this. And I'm going to be showing you a crown like this one. Okay, all very simple and easy to make. So the first thing you're going to be needing is a napkin. Now I would suggest that either whatever you're comfortable with, if you have paper serviettes in the house, you can use them, but I'm going to be using a napkin, which is easier for me to show you all the folding. So you need to make sure it's a square napkin, and you lay that down. What we're going to first do is we're going to make this bird of paradise flower, which is very easy to make. So what we need to first of all do is lay this on your table. You're going to take the 2 lower, or the left and the right hand side of your napkin, and fold that over to the top. Okay, so basically you're taking your left and your right, and you're going to fold over onto the top of your napkin, so it looks like this. Okay, once you've done that, you then need to take the left hand side of your napkin and fold onto your right hand side in half. All right, like this. So I'll just show you that again. You fold from the left to the right. Now you turn it around, so you've kind of like got the 4 layers in front of you away from you. Okay, so these layers are away from you, and there should be 4 in front of you. What you're now going to do is you're going to take this corner and bring it to the top, on top of those layers, so you now have a triangle like this. Okay, show you that again. You've got the 4 layers in front of you, away from you. You take the corner at the bottom and bring it to the top, on top of those layers. So now you have a triangle. Turn the triangle round. So now you will have the layers facing on top. So there should be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 more layer. So in total, there should be 5 layers. Okay. And now we begin to actually make the flower. So what we're going to do is put your palm in the middle of the serviette or the napkin. And what you're going to do is take the left-hand corner and bring it down. Okay, so the edge here is going to be straight touching the palm of your hand. So this is what you should have, like this. So what you've done is taken this end and brought it down. Okay, we do the same thing on the other side. So we take the right hand side of the corner and bring that down. So the shape that you should now have should look like this. You then turn it around, and you should be seeing these 2 flaps. Okay, those 2 flaps need to be folded back like this. Okay, once you folded them back, what you then need to do, so your napkin should be facing you like this, where you've got the clear bit and you've got the 2 flaps on the top. You're now going to take the left-hand side and fold on top of the right-hand side and hold like this. Okay, so the two flaps are on the top. We then take the left-hand side here and we fold onto the right-hand side. And now you should, when you turn it around, you should see all these layers on the top. Okay. What we then need to do is pull each layer towards you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and there you go. Can you see that? How easy was that? And then all you need is a plate. If I put this on my plate here, look how attractive it looks. And the presentation just makes the table setting look so attractive. I'm going to show you this again in case if anyone has joined in or if you're not sure about the folding, I'm going to show you this once more. So we take our napkin or our serviette, lay that on the table. You're going to take the bottom two corners and fold them up to the top. So you've got the two corners touching each other. You then need to fold in half, so from left to right, like this. So now you have a square. You turn your square so that you've now got a little bit of a diamond shape in front of you, but you have the layers facing away from you. So the layers, which should be 4 layers, should be facing away from you over here. You take this corner at the bottom and bring it, fold it onto those layers. So you now have a triangle like this. Turn it around and place your towel on the table and you should now have the 4 layers on the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you've also got the other part of the napkin. Once that's been done, you then need to put your palm, the side of your palm on the actual triangle in the middle and take your left-hand corner and fold down. So this side, your straight corner is touching your palm, okay? One down this way, do the same thing again. So you should have it looking like this. Turn it the other side. So the flaps are at the back there, which you then fold upwards like this. Okay. And then all you need to do is take the corner on the left and you fold it onto the corner onto the right. Hold tightly, turn it around, and if you have a look, you should have all the layers on the front. Now, simple thing to do is just pull it towards you. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and there you go. There is your napkin. And then I've used a serviette which looks like this. Okay, so there we go. That's one. Now I'll show you a really simple one, which is the pouch. Now this pouch I will only show you once because it's really simple. So this is the pouch we're going to be making like this. Take your napkin, do the same thing again. We're going to fold in half. So you've got the left and the right corners going onto the top over there. So it looks like this. We then do the same thing again. The left-hand side, fold it onto the right-hand side. So we basically get a square. This time we're going to keep the square as it is, and our 4 layers should be on the right-hand corner at the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, there we go. That's done. We then are going to take the top layer, fold down like this. We then take the second layer, and this time what we're going to do is fold inside the first layer that we made. So we get a little pleat like this. Okay. And then we do the same thing to the third layer. We fold that underneath the second layer that we just made and pleat. And we will get a third pleat like this. All right. So once you've done that, you turn it around. So we hold on the top, hold at the bottom, and turn around like this. Now what we need to do is we take the left-hand side of your towel and fold in half. So this is how it should look. Let me just show you. Okay, you should have it looking like this. So we've got the left-hand side we folded in half, and the right-hand side we're going to fold in half. But this time what we're going to do is, because we have a little pocket here, the right-hand corner will go into that pocket like this. Okay. And this is how it looks. And then all that's left to do is to put your cutlery in there. So I have my fork. Show you fork. And the spoon. Okay, and then you need to just put it onto a plate like this. And there we go. So instead of laying it on the side of the table, which is what we normally do, you can actually even do a napkin pouch to place your cutlery like this. Okay. The third one that I'm going to be showing you is a crown. This is also very easy to do, and it's going to look like this. Okay. So again, I've used some tissue, but you can use a towel, a napkin. So for that, we take our towel again. I keep saying towel, but you know, I've done this with towel as well, with a little towel that you get, little face towels, and it looks so attractive as well. So you could actually use a towel. But I have my napkin here. Now this time what we're going to do is we are going to fold from the left-hand corner all the way to the top of the right-hand corner. So we actually get a large triangle like this. So again, if I just show that to you, holding on to the left-hand side of your corner, take that up to the top and top of the right-hand side of your corner, like this. Okay. Once you've done that, lay it out onto the table so that the straight edge is facing you, and you should have two corners here. You're going to now take this corner on the left-hand side all the way to the top, so it's touching the point at the top of your triangle, like this. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. Take this side, which is the right-hand side, and place the top of the corner of your right-hand side onto the top of the napkin. So the shape that you should be having looks like this. Okay, so let me just show you that again. So we've made our triangle, we've got the straight edge here. We take this corner and we move it and place and fold it to the top. We do the same thing again, right-hand side, take it up to the top and fold. Now all that's left to do is take the first, so you should have two triangles showing on the top there. You take the top first one and fold it down like this. And you do the same thing to the other side, take the top one and fold it down to the bottom. Okay. Now turn it around so that the two small triangles are away from you. They're in front of you, but away. And what you're now going to do is the two flaps that you've got at the bottom here, you need to fold it 3 times. So the first fold is about 1 inch long, then the second fold, and then the third fold just needs to go above the 2 triangles that you've got. So let me show you that again. So if this is the layout at the moment, we do the first fold, we do the second fold like this, and the third fold just goes above the 2 triangles that you've got at the top. Now once you've done that, just do mine securely. You turn it around, and then all you're doing is bringing the left-hand side of your corner into the middle and you're bringing the right hand side into the middle and slotting it into the pocket that you should have from one of the corners. All right, so it should look like this. So basically what you've done is taken this side and slotted it into this one. Okay, and then when you turn it around, this is how it should look. And the last step is to fold and fold like this. Okay, and there we are. And then when you've done it, obviously I've rushed this, but once it's done slowly and correctly, this is how it should look. I'll show you this one very quickly again. I'll be a little bit quicker. So again, what we're going to be using here, we are using your towel on the table. Place your towel on the table. You're this time going to make a triangle. So you're taking your left-hand side of your corner all the way to the top of the corner, right-hand side of the corner, and making it into a triangle like this. Once you've done that, make sure the straight edge is facing you. And you take the left-hand side of your corner and push that towards the top, touching the top of the napkin. And you do the same thing, take the right-hand side and push that to the top. So your shape should now be like this with two bits of triangle. And then from the top, bring the top corner down to the bottom. Do the same thing again, the top corner down to the bottom on either side. And you turn it around so that those two triangles are away from you. You now need to make the fold, which is 3 folds, 1, 2, and the third one just overlapping on the 2 triangles that you've got. Turn it around and then take the left-hand side and fold, right-hand side and fold into the little pocket that you've got there. And then there we go. The final step is to take one of the layers here and fold down very loosely and fold down very loosely. And there you go. That would be your other napkin folding decoration, and that can be used for your table setting. So as you can see, these are very, very easy. And once you get the confidence, you can do a lot more intricate and a lot more difficult napkin folding. And this is one that I actually made as well, as you can see. Again, it's very easy, but once you understand the whole art of napkin folding, you too can make one of these quite easily. And now, if you place this on your plate, on your table setting, with all the lovely food, how attractive would this look? So I hope you will make these and enjoy making them. The final part of the art and craft session I'm going to be showing you is these beautiful flowers. Okay, can you see these flowers? Okay. So these are roses. They are not made from paper. They're not made from material, but they are actually made from beetroot. So thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm just going to make some space so you can all see clearly what I'm doing. Okay. So this is made from a beetroot. The white one I've made from a turnip, and I'm going to show you how to make this very easy, very simple. So what we need to do first of all is we need a beetroot. Okay. So here's a beetroot. I'm just going to get a little board to show you how to cut into the beetroot like this. So here is a beetroot. I'm going to take the skin off, and you can basically you can take a boiled beetroot, and you can also take one that's uncooked. So remove the skin like this. Okay, take the top off. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make 5 petals. So the way around making this whole beetroot rose is to make sure you slightly thin the layers. So let me make the first one. So here is the first one. Okay. And then I have another piece like this. And then I have another piece. Just make sure they're thin pieces that you're cutting out. And remember, as you go along, you will have different sizes. So they will range from a small to a large. I had once found a beetroot which was huge. It was the size of nearly a really big size. And the whole rose turned into a huge big rose, which looked amazing. So there we go. So I've made a few more. And then what you have to do, so you lay them out like this. Okay. Got your pieces there. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut from the middle down to the end like this. So from the middle down, so you get a cut that is like this. Can you see that? I'm sure you can see that. Okay, so you can see that. And then I'll do another one. So we need to do all 5 of them. So we're starting from the middle, cutting down. And again, starting from the middle and cutting down. And I'm going to do that to all 5. So if you have a look, that's how it should look. Okay. Once you've done that, you need some toothpicks. So I have some toothpicks here that I'm going to show you how to attach the beetroot on. You take the first layer and you give it a small twist like this. And then just place your beetroot, your toothpick onto the top like this. Sorry, just. There we go. So you should have it looking like this. Okay, the next layer of the petal, again, you've got your slit in the middle there. You turn it one on top of the other and you push through onto from the toothpick. So you get this sort of a look. Okay. The next one, same thing again. So you're basically taking the first top of the layer and folding it onto the top. And then we just literally place our toothpick through there. So can you see that? Have a rose. And then another one. And I'm going to do one more. Okay, like this. There you go. Okay, and that's your rose. Now, to add a little touch at the top, what you can do is cut out a small piece of anything that's white in color, and then you can just place that on the top, like this. Okay, and then that's how you're going to have a whole bouquet of roses made from beetroot. I'm going to show you once more, but I think maybe because of my top, you're not being able to see the red. I'm going to show you from the turnip that I've got. Just make sure you clean your hands because the color of the beetroot is very, very strong. So here I have a round turnip. And what you need to do is remove the layer, okay, remove the top of the skin. And then you just need to make the slices. I've got some ready here to make it quicker. So I've cut out 5 slices, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as you can see, mine are all the same size. They don't have to go from small to big. Again, what we need to do is just cut from the top like this, okay, from the middle down to the end. We do the same thing again to all 5 of them. Like this, and we do the same. And then what we're doing is we're going to take this part and fold over like this. And then put your toothpick in. Like this. Okay, we'll do the same thing to the others. So we need about 6. You can even use about, I've used about 10 petals to make it a larger rose as well. So if we just put that through, like so, okay. And then take another one, push that through, like this. And finally one more. Like this, and then just this final one we can put at the bottom. Like this, and there you go. Can you see that? Such a beautiful flower, and all you then need to do is one of the ideas that I had is to take a spring onion, the ends of a spring onion like this, and all you need to do is push it through, and then you've got your stem like this, and then just place it inside your vase, which I'm going to do just there. And what you then have is a beautiful decorative flower vase full of vegetable flowers. And this is vegetable carving, which can be used for all kinds of beautiful decorations. So when you've done your napkin folding, you could maybe do something like this and place it in the middle, and that also looks very attractive and enhances your table setting. I also can make flowers from onions and cabbage and all kinds of different, but the same process you can use with other vegetables as well. Now, I hope you enjoyed. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the program, and I hope you really enjoyed making all these varied arts and crafts. So much time is used and consumed in watching TV and playing computer games, and the children sometimes find it so boring to just sit around and not want to read or do anything at all. So what about you introducing arts and crafts as a wonderful hobby and to let their imagination run? Get the family involved, everybody sit down together, create things, shut the TV, put your mobile phones away, let your imagination run and create something beautiful. I hope you really enjoyed making all these items with me. Thank you. JG.